Hi everyone, welcome to Draw What I Want, a channel where I learn how to draw and I share my experience with you all. So thank you so much for being a part of this journey. In today's video, I'm going to be practicing how to draw advanced houses. So advanced houses is something that I learned to draw in my previous video. And I was using the book by Mark Kistler, You Can Draw in 30 Days. So let me just open it up to see where I was. So yeah, this is where it was. So yeah, it should be a nice, relaxing video, quite chilled out, should be fairly short. So as always, I'm going to be using my sketchbook, the pencil, sharpener, eraser, and so on. Okay, so I did leave some empty space here on the left side, so I'm just gonna use this space to practice drawing the advanced houses. So from what I remember, when I was learning the technique of drawing the advanced house, the roof was a little bit too high and the actual advanced house, the double house, was a little bit too squeezed in. So I think today, during the practice, I will try and see if I can make the roof a little bit lower and then the house is just spread out a little bit. So hopefully I will have enough space here. If you are learning to draw as well, please feel free to follow along. Or you can just enjoy the video, see how I'm applying the techniques, and yeah, so let's get going. I hope everybody is doing well, by the way, and your week's been good. I mean, it's Friday today over here in London, UK. I've finished work, so the weekend is ahead. So yeah, happy days, happy days. All right then, so let's begin. So let me just remind myself what we were doing. So I think we've started it. So I'm just thinking, let's just do it here, right? So we started by drawing a foreshortened square. So let's do that. And then like that. Like that. So yeah, so this is just the house. Just do that. So that was that, and then we were doing the roof. So this is why I just want to make it a little bit shorter, okay? So maybe till about here. By the way, if you haven't watched the video but I actually learned how to draw the advanced houses, please go ahead and watch it. If you've never drawn advanced houses, I would recommend having a look at that video, because I'm kind of going through a step-by-step technique of how to actually draw it. Okay, so that's that. And then let me think. I think we were doing, oh my gosh. Wait. What did we do after? So, right. So if we'll do that, and then that, so the side house, right? So if I want to make them well, I mean, the reason why they're so squeezed in is because, listen, when we draw these lines, we're using this line as reference. It has to be parallel. I think the only reason why it looks maybe like that is because the roof was high. I'm just saying, right? And then we want to make these ones the same as this. So let's have a look. Let's play around with it. Right, that's that. And then I think it was, so this one needs to be like that. And then like that. And then that's gonna be the roof. So I guess we'll do that. So wait. So that's the roof like that. So actually wait, so I can't, oh wait. So that's the roof. And then that way. So this needs to be parallel to this. And then that way. This one needs to be parallel to that. But this one is sideways. Okay. It's interesting to do it without the book and actually just looking at this house as reference. So, and then, okay, and then that one's going to be like that, I think. Is that how it is? So let's just erase a few bits to see what's going on. Let's just erase this one. Oops. Yes, so this one needs to be parallel to that. And then, but this one needs to be parallel to that. How do you do that? How on earth do you do that? Yeah, no, that's not right. Okay, let's make it shorter. Let's see. Yeah, something's not right there, because then this one's a lot shorter. Okay, let's have a look. So we've got that. So this is supposed to be like that, and then I think it's like that. Because I think the illusion effect is just, it is confusing for the eyes. For mine does anyway. So if we'll just erase all these lines over, just want to make sure that you can see it. So this needs to be there. Okay, yeah, so I think it's like that. So, and you can see that the roof is a little bit lower. And so we can do the door. Can do the window. I think I'm gonna have enough space to draw another one, so it will definitely be a good practice. Let's do another one. By the way, guys, if you are practicing how to draw these advanced houses as well, please do let me know in the comments, how are you finding it? Do you find it naturally easy, or do you find it challenging, the same as me? At the beginning, maybe you've got some tips to share for everybody else to see, and for me as well, on how to make it easier. Okay, doc. That's that, and then we'll just do the lines. Lovely. Okay. So we got there in the end, I think, isn't it? So let me just have a look. I think there are some bonus challenges there in the book. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with that. I'm just gonna practice this one again because I struggle to remember, and I just want to solidify it in my mind, in my head. I was already looking forward to doing the next lesson. I think we're going to be doing Lilith, so I'm quite excited about that. Drawing nature, wavy curves and everything. I think I prefer to draw that than just like square cubes and everything. What do you prefer to draw, guys? Do you prefer to draw like circle, objects that are like circles, wavy, curvy, or do you prefer to draw houses? I think with houses, it's very useful. For example, if you're drawing landscapes, or if you obviously drawing streets, if you're an architect as well, this is very useful. But I don't know. At the moment, I'm still kind of finding out my preferences as I'm learning, as I'm moving through my drawing journey and sharing it with you all. So once again, thank you so much for being a part of it. Okay, so let's do it again. One more time. Let's fill up this part here. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. So we've got this, 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 this. Okay, and then like this. Just want to make it straight. Okay. Square. Like this. Fine, leave it like this. And then what we were doing before, and then we were doing the roof. But it's definitely what I'm realizing already is that it's definitely this kind of drawing techniques is very good for the brain and for the mind, like for the cognitive skills, perception, whatever. Your mind is thinking, I think it's very useful. Sorry, you can tell it's the end of the week, and I already don't have the energy to speak, so maybe let's just focus on drawing. So, okay, what was next? So we've got that. The second house. Okay. Like this. Like this. Like this. And then we're doing this roof. Okay. Wait, I think it's here the roof is. Oh, this. Because this one was on the right, this one's on the left. Okay. We live and learn, guys. We live and learn. Okay. Okay, so we've got 2 houses with roofs on each side. Now we need to combine it. So it goes. So see, I can't remember whether we did we do the line first? I really want to have a look at the book. Let me just have a look at the book. What? Aha. So look, we've done all that. So there, it basically the line is there sideways to basically create a full house. Before doing anything with this one, we built in a house on this right side. Okay. No, obviously it needs to be parallel to that. Okay. See, this is why practice sessions are so useful. I would probably need another session or just another page to practice it a little bit more so that I remember how to do it without looking at a book and even without looking at other drawings, just from memory. But I don't want to start using other pages just to practice this for the time being. I want to move on to other drawing, but this is what I'm just kind of thinking out loud. Excuse me. Okay, so that's that, and then we were basically focusing on drawing that we've got the roof, and then we joining it, like combining it. What's the word? So, but does it need to be like that? Yeah, it is going lower because, see, this is where like it becomes a little bit confusing because every time we're drawing something, we are making sure that all lines are parallel. But in this case, right, it's not completely parallel because otherwise it would have been too high. This one would have been too high as well. I think that's the mistake that I was doing earlier. So we need to make it a little bit lower on this side. And it's exactly what he is saying. So, okay. But you know, I was enjoying it so much using parallel lines as reference. It was making everything so much easier. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, I have to make the decision for myself. It doesn't seem as easy anymore. But that's how it goes. To create that illusion, right? When something is a little bit further away, you're making it smaller. When something's further up, closer up, then you make it higher. We're learning, guys. We are learning. Okay, so that's that. Let's get rid of the extra lines that we don't need. So that one, we're leaving those ones there. That one there. Excuse me. Yeah, I could do with a smaller eraser as well. You know, like a pen looking one. Just to do those small like edges there. It's something to consider when I do my first or my second shop of the drawing tools. At the moment I only kind of, well, this is the kind of stuff that I had in my drawers for some reason. And then the only thing that I've actually bought for my drawing sessions is some colored pencils twice. So for the time being, I don't want to buy anything new until I've used up all the current bits, because I know how easy, you know, it can just escalate, can't it? But the minute you start getting too excited and go shopping, like you can just buy so many things, and that will just be sitting in your drawer and blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. But it all costs money as well, you know. Cost of living, you have to watch every penny. But I am also enjoying making the most of the tools that I currently have, because you know what they say, make the most of what you have, and then you will appreciate it a lot more once you start kind of looking for other things, something like that. Maybe I'm making it up. Right, okay, so we've got that. And then we'll just get rid of this one. I mean, all in all, I think this house does look the best one out of all of them. So you can definitely see an improvement. But let's just do, that's what I think. But what do you guys think? Do you think out of the 3 houses, which house do you think shows the best improvement? Okay. All right, so let's just draw some doors. Yeah, I still need to practice drawing like the doors, the windows and everything to make sure that they're all the same size. I think like drawing things that are supposed to look, you know, give you the illusion of like sideways, all that kind of stuff is definitely my biggest challenge, I think. I think at the beginning, if you're not used to doing something like that, your brain just gets confused. But after a while, it will get used to it and it will be normal. Yeah. Second nature, that's what it's called. Second nature. Right, so see that, yeah, I think because the roof here is so much higher, I'm surprised that I managed to get all the lines completely parallel. But I think it's because it's so much higher. So when I was drawing this one, I was doing it parallel to this one, but that's not the case. Like, that's not how it's supposed to be. Because he's got it, I don't know. I mean, it is parallel, but God knows. God knows. Anyway, let's not overthink it. Let's just do it and move on to the next thing, right? Okay. So, yeah, so I'll leave it at that. What do you think? I mean, this is the house. These are my practice ones. Yeah. What do you think, guys? How did we get on? How did I get on? How did you get on? Oh, how did you get on? Yeah. So hopefully you found this video useful in any way. You know, if you're just watching or if you're practicing with me, you can kind of see what kind of mistakes I'm making, the improvements. You can learn from your own mistakes. And if you're just watching it for entertainment, you can just have a laugh at the mistakes that I'm making and all that kind of stuff. But I really hope that you found this video useful in one way or the other. But if you did, please do consider liking the video, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. It would be really, really great to build a community of beginner artists and learn how to draw together and just share our own experiences with each other so that we don't do it on, you know, on our own. All right then, well, once again, thank you so much for joining. Hope you have a lovely rest of the day and yeah, enjoy your weekend whenever it comes. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.